Hi guys, this is Mike from Pro Market Traders. In this tutorial I will walk you through the IG trading platform. I will also show you how you can set up this platform in a way that limits distractions and makes it easy for you to maintain your trading discipline. When you first log on to the platform, it will look like this. I will show you how you can easily change it to look like this, which is the way I have set it up. You can of course modify it in any way you want. The platform consists of three parts. A large workspace that you can tailor to your specific needs. A menu to the left where you can find different instruments and information that you can add to your workspace. And finally, a panel in the top right corner that gives you an overview of your account and some other options. The main window or workspace is very intuitive and works just as you can imagine. You can move any window and change its size. You can have separate windows or collapse them into the same window. If you click on any of the names in the popular market list, it will open a visual representation of the price development for that instrument in a separate window. You can manipulate this window in the same way as any other window. The asset chart has a number of options available, but these options are almost identical to the ones I will later demonstrate in Pro Realtime. Therefore, I will just briefly mention them here. The first one gives you the option to change the chart's time frame. The second gives you the ability to split the screen in different ways. For example, if you want to see the chart in two different time frames at the same time. The third option shows you the available indicators such as Bollinger Bands, MACD, Moving Average, etc. I will go through these in more details when we get to Pro Realtime. Next we have some drawing options, but arguably the most useful one is the measuring tool that allows you to easily measure how many pips or points something has changed over a specific time period. Just click on the measuring tool, then click on the spot you want to measure from, and then click on the spot you want to measure to. Now you can see how many pips or points the difference is between these points, as well as the time it took to move this distance. Next, you have other options. I won't go through most of them here, but feel free to play around. I will just mention that you can use export to download the graph to your browser. If you use Firefox, you will find the downloaded file here, but it should be similar in other browsers. This makes it easy for you. For example, email the graph to someone. It's also worth noting that you can access all the options by right-clicking on the chart. To the right in the screen, you have the deal ticket, where you can open, close and amend trades. I will show you this in detail when we get to the tutorial on how to place orders in Pro Realtime. It looks and works exactly the same. Here you can also set alerts if you want IG to notify you depending on, for example, price changes, price levels, or according to certain indicators. Just remember that you have to change settings on my IG page if you want to change where and how you will receive these notifications. Any position you have in the market, associated stops and limits, as well as any notification will be shown under the position, working order or alert tab respectively. As a final note, you can find relevant information about the given market by clicking on the information sign. You can see the minimum contract size, pip or point value, slippage factors, margin requirements and so on. If you are unsure about what these things are, I will explain them in great details in the video about basic trading concepts. A final pro tip is that you can use the scroll on your mouse to zoom in and out on the time axis. And if you press in shift at the same time as you scroll, you will zoom in on the price axis. Let's shift focus to the left menu, where you can search among the more than 15,000 markets available on IG. Just click search, tap in the name of the asset you're looking for, and click on it. This will produce a familiar chart that we just went through. If you want to add this market to your workspace, just click add to workspace and it will appear on it. Underneath you have a list of indices, FX market, cryptocurrencies and so forth. This menu works exactly as the previous ones. Just click on the name to see the chart and add to workspace if you want to do that. Next we have different windows that can be added directly to your workspace, for example the popular market window that is already attached to your workspace by default. In my watch list you can add all assets that you're interested in, so you don't have to search for them every time. Just add my watch list to your workspace and then right click on any market or asset and choose add to watch list, and it will appear on my watch list window. We have already gone through positions, orders and alerts, but if you have removed them from your workspace, you can find them here. Next section starts with news, which gives you an overview of the latest news with some in-depth content if you want to read more. I found this pretty handy and have it on my own workspace. Signals is a free technical analysis tool provided by a third party called PIAFirst. Basically, it's buy and sell recommendation for forex, indices and commodities based on PIAFirst's own analysis. Bear in mind that the IG explicitly warns you the following. The signal service does not constitute and should not be regarded as investment advice. They also state that you act on the signals entirely at your own risk, so use this with caution. The economic calendar displays more or less influential macroeconomic events together with some information about time, region, expected impact, forecast, etc. I personally find forexfactory.com more useful and I use that as my economic calendar, but it's just a question of preference. Lastly, we have settings that affects how deals from the IG platform is executed. Most is self-explanatory, and if something is unclear, you can click on a small information sign next to that option. I always make sure that I have force open activated because I don't want IG to automatically close a position in one direction when I open a trade in the opposite direction. I will show exactly how such hedging strategy works in the future videos, but make sure to always have force open activated. This will make trading in the opposite direction much more intuitive. If you don't like the light background, you can change it to a darker background by clicking here. I find the darker background easier on the eyes if you're planning on spending a long time in front of the screen. Finally, we have the panel in the top right corner. You find the same account information that we saw back on my IG page. We have funds, running profit and losses, margin and available funds. If you would like to get some additional information, just bring forward the drop-down menu by clicking on the down arrow. Here we can add or remove any specific information by just checking or unchecking any of the items on the list. If you're unsure what any of the items mean, just click on a small information sign in the top right corner and you will be shown a brief description. The blue links take you to a page where you can register a real live account. Just click on the link and follow the instructions. The one-click trading options. This means that you don't have to verify when you open or closing a position in the market. Usually you get prompted the following. Are you sure you want to open this position? And you have to verify by clicking yes. I recommend that you keep this setting as it is, unless you have really compelling reasons not to. If you're in such a hurry in your manual trading that you need one-click trading, you're most likely doing something wrong. Next, we have a short drop-down menu where we have three options. Get back to our account page, open Pro Realtime, or log out. If you don't find the option to open Pro Realtime, you haven't activated on your account page. Just go there, click Settings, click Pro Realtime, and you have the option to activate it right there. Next to it, we have Help and Notifications. The notification tab brings up a Twitter feed with people and organizations that IG have pre-selected for us. In contrast to the news windows, I found this Twitter feed distracting, and as a general rule, I always try to eliminate things I find distracting when I trade. I personally use IG platform to give me an overview of the overall market performance. As you can see, I have the major indices such as Dow Jones Industrial Average, Nasdaq, FTSE 100, together with some commodities like gold and oil. I also have newsfeed and read anything that I find interesting. To eliminate distraction, I use the IG platform on a demo account so I can't see the development of any of my current trades. The reason I do this is because I have already made my investment decision, taken my position, placed my stops and limits, and now I just wait for the trade to close. When that happens, I receive a notification. I will explain in more detail why I do this and why it's important to eliminate distraction when we get to the trading psychology. In the next tutorial, I will introduce you to Pro Realtime.